Let's begin with our second unit, lecture number 2, that is types of landscaping. Now, landscapings are basically two types. One is soft landscaping, and the second one is hard landscaping. The, the below mentioned five elements must be considered in designing both the hardscape and softscape of the design. Hardscape means walkways, driveways, patios, and walls. Softscape means gardens, lawns, shrubs, and trees. Now, landscaping, hard and soft landscaping. Let's see hard landscape. The term hard landscape is used by practitioners of landscape architecture and garden design to describe the construction materials which are used to improve a landscape by design. The corresponding term soft landscape material is used to describe plant material. A wide range of hard landscape materials can be used, such as bricks, gravels, rocks or stones, concrete, timber, bitumen, glass, metals, etc. Hard landscape can also describe outdoor furniture and other landscape products. So these are the basic contents of hard landscaping. These stones, this fountain made out of stone carving, this wooden walkways, these are the pathways. They are contribute to hard landscape. Second one, that is soft landscaping. The term soft landscape is used by practitioners of landscape design, landscape architecture and garden design and gardeners to describe the vegetative materials which are used to improve a landscape by design. So all the vegetative materials, okay, in these images, they contribute, they are the attribute of the soft landscaping. The corresponding term hard landscape is used to describe construction materials. The range of soft landscape materials includes each layer of the ecological sequence. Aquatic plants mean those are grown in water. Semi-aquatic plants, both water and land. And field layer plants, that is, those are grown on grounds, earth, shrubs and trees. In Marathi, shrubs is called as judok. Landscape architecture. Now let's see the definition of landscape architecture. Landscape architecture is the design of outdoor public areas, landmarks and structures to achieve environmental, social, behavioral or aesthetic outcomes. It involves the systematic investigation of existing social, ecological and geological conditions and processes in the landscape and the design of interventions that will produce the desired outcome. So landscape architecture is nothing but design of outdoor areas of the land or of the plot and some structures to achieve environmental, social and behavioral or aesthetic outcomes. Aesthetic means for beauty. So it involves systematic investigation of social and ecological and geological conditions. Though all are considered in landscape architecture. Now, landscape architecture is the discipline that focuses on intervention through the activities of planning, design, and management. Also, it is concerned with the art and science that underpins all activities. All these activities are united in the concept of landscape, which is defined in various ways. However, it is generally understood to mean the outdoor environments and relationship between peoples and places. Landscape architecture is concerned with landscape of all types, both urban and rural, and at all the scales from the smallest open space to the whole region. So as a result, people enjoy the attractively designed gardens, public parks, playgrounds, residential areas, college campuses, shopping centers, golf courses and parkways. Landscape architects design these areas so that they are not only functional but also beautiful and harmonious with the natural environment. They plan the location of buildings, roads and walkways as well as the arrangements of flowers, shrubs and trees. Now principles of landscape design. Principles of landscaping. Balance, focalization of interest, simplicity, rhythm and line, proportion, and unity. These are all six principles of landscaping. Let's see one by one. Balance. Balance means materials are distributed evenly on opposite sides of the central axis. There are three types of balance: are symmetric and asymmetric balance. Macro range, the viewer sees the landscape from the most distant vantage point. Closer range, macro means large, and closer range the views from other locations not at a very far distance. Symmetrical balance, one side is a reflective mirror image of the opposite side. Most formal type of balance. We can see in this image, okay, we can see a symmetrical balance landscaping. So it is balanced on along the vertical axis. Here we can say it is a asymmetric balance. Asymmetric balance, each side has much interest as the other, not a duplicate of the other side. Here it is not the mirror image on any of the axis. So we can say that it is an asymmetric balance. Now, focalization of interest. Selects and positions visually strong items in the landscape composition to create focal points. Draws the eyes of the viewer to one major feature in each use area. Example, corner planting. Simplicity. Seeks to make viewers comfortable within the landscape. Excludes any unnecessary changes in the color, shape, color and direction, etc. Rhythm and line. Repeating something at a standard interval or pattern creates rhythm. Rhythm means repetition. So lines establish the shape and form of the landscape. Replicating strong existing lines between such as the lines of a house or a pool. Functions of line planting include foundation, planting of block a view, frame a view, and provide privacy. Proportion. The size relationship between all the features of the landscape, including vertical, horizontal, and spatial relationship. Proportion. Well maintained proper proportional relationship in landscape between building and people, buildings and plants, plants and people, plants and plants, and masses and soils. So there should be any relation between buildings and people, buildings and plants, plants and people, plants and plants, masses and soils. Unity. All the separate parts contribute to creation of the total design. Ties together individual parts of each area by repeating prominent colors, repeating construction materials, continuing interior design themes to outer rooms, repeat plants and spaces, raise patios, decks and porches to door level. Now let's see sustainable architecture. Now sustainable architecture is the architecture that seeks to minimize the negative environmental impact of buildings by efficiency and modernization in the use of material, energy and development space. Sustainable architecture uses a conscious approach to energy and ecological conservation in the design of the built environment. Sustainability, meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainable design, it reduces the negative impact on the environment and human health, thus improving the performance during the building life cycle. Careful consideration is given to water, energy, building materials, and solid waste. Then, need for sustainable design. Architecture is an essential arena for sustainable innovation. Our homes are one of the most important assets of our life. Our world needs help gaining popularity on that list. With the help of sustainable architecture, a green design can successfully melt with beauty and functionality together to save our planet from Earth, from us. Increase of population day by day, people migrating from rural to urban areas, depletion of natural resources, Depletion means destroying high energy and natural resources. They contribute to a huge population and effect on biodiversity. So these are some 6 images of sustainable architecture. Okay. So this shows how the world is crowded. This graph shows how the world is crowded. Crowded. Then we have used migration from rural to urban. So people migrate from rural to urban areas. Then high energy and high resource consuming and effect of on biodiversity. These are all points that are to be discussed in sustainable architecture. Methods for achieving sustainable design, economy of resources, energy conservation, water conservation, and material conservation. Life cycle designing, pre-building phase. There are 3 phases in life cycle designing: pre-building phase, building phase, and post-building phase. Then human design, preservation of for natural conditions, urban design and site planning, and design for human comfort. Elements of sustainable architecture. Now let's see elements of sustainable architecture. First one is green roof. A green roof can lower the temperature in your house, improve local air quality, and help add green space in urban areas where concrete is the major material. Green roofs can be as simple as a couple of types of ground cover or include a beautiful mix of moss, succulents, ground cover, and even herbs and plants. Solar shingles. Solar panels are an excellent way to save energy and to reduce energy bills. Solar shingles are a bit pricier means they are of a larger cost to, to install than traditional solar panels, since they not only help power the building but they are actually roof shingles. Then cob houses. A cob is an ancient building material that you basically made wet earth and straw mixed together and rolled into loaf-sized pieces or cobs. The mixture is very similar to clay, and what makes a cob houses unique and beautiful is the organic shell. Then rainwater harvesting. The basic idea behind a rainwater harvesting system is to capture water to irrigate your garden and sometimes to use in the home. To install any sort of rainwater harvesting system, it's important to check local laws first. Some areas don't allow any rainwater harvesting. Shipping container building. Like the cob houses, shipping container buildings addresses the high impact associated with traditional building materials. Instead of using new materials that have to be manufactured, shipping container homes reclaim old shipping crates and use them to create prefabricated structures. Shipping crates can be stacked vertically or lined up side by side to create residential or commercial buildings. The benefits of sustainable architecture. The benefits of sustainable architecture can be divided into 3 main sections: environmental, economic, health, and community. Environmental: promote and protect ecosystem and biodiversity, improve the quality of surrounding environment, air and water, reduce soil and water conserve with natural resources. Economic: reduces utility bills, operating costs, higher employee satisfaction and productivity, higher probability of selling the building environment or building investment. Health and community: improve air quality and temperature regulations, reduce burn or local infrastructure, then higher is equal to higher quality of life. Renewable energy generations, solar panels, sun tube lights, wind turbines, grey water, and shading devices. These are the solar panels. These are sun tube lights that work under by solar energy. These are wind turbines. Those are installed on the top of roof houses. They work as a ventilator for a building. Grey water. Grey water can be reused. Okay, grey water means our wastewater. Okay, so water from washing machines, from bathrooms, from kitchen. Okay, they are collected. Okay, in grey water sources that is having a filter. Okay, and after some primary filtration, water is allowed to flow out for plantation. Shading devices. Shading devices, they are used for giving shading to protect from glare, sunlight and light. These are the various types of shading devices. Okay, these are lowers. Okay, these are overhang. These are side fix device shading devices. These are the front devices. Okay, so these are basically used in buildings. Sustainable building material. Now, what is sustainable building material? A sustainable material is any material that can be put off to effective use in the present without compromising in availability for use by later generation. There are mainly renewable materials to or the materials which can be recycled and reused. Sustainable building material. The sources of sustainable building material. There are mainly two main sources. First one is renewable sources and reuse from wastage. Types of sustainable materials. Materials from renewable sources. Let's say differentiate from materials from renewable sources and reuse from waste products. Okay. First point is under material from renewable sources. Material significantly of planet origin or plant origin. Second part is can be obtained from renewable sources like solar energy, wind energy, biogas, etc. Example wood, natural fiber, and polycarbons, etc. Polymers, etc. Then reuse from waste products as raw materials. They are typically the product of recycled matter materials that can be dismantled and reused again. And last one, for example, old plumbing doors, crushed glass, wood chips, etc. Wool bricks obtained by adding wool and natural polymer found in Savit or to the day of the bricks. 37% of more to 37% more strength than the burn bricks, resistant of cold and wet climate. They are only hard and soft, hard and don't need to be fired at structures like other bricks. They are dry and don't need to be fired like other bricks. Sustainable concrete. Concrete is a friend of environment on all of us its life stages from raw material production to demolition. Then crushed glass, wooden chips, or slag can be used to make a sustainable concrete. Reduces carbon dioxide emissions of the building. Solar tiles, they spend a large portion of clay absorbing energy from the sun, not fixed on the top of the existing roofing like other solar units. Instead, they are fully integrated into building, protect from weather, as well as generators, as well as generates energy for the inhabitants. Paper insulation. These are made from recycled newspapers and cardboard, superior alternative to chemical plants or chemical foams. Insect resistant and fire resistant because borax, boric acid and calcium carbonate, CaCO3, they are all natural materials. They can be blown into cavity walls, thus filling into the cracks and creating an almost draft-free space. Triple glaze windows. Three types of layered are provided for these windows. Fully insulated windows. Frames, mainly it is written as D, do a better job of stopping heat from leaving the building. Krypton is used as insulator between the layers. Low emissivity coating to glass prevent heat from escaping. Thank you very much. We'll see our next topic in our next lecture. Thank you very much.